Sometimes it's the less popular publications that have the most information about what's happening in the world. Someone sent me an article, and after reading it, this article surprised me with more facts that scare me into thinking the U.S. economy is in bigger trouble than we even know. All right, let me summarize this article and the information. But first of all, let me tell you what the article was entitled. It was entitled, Japan has withdrawn a sizable chunk of its foreign reserves from the U.S. and a domino effect is in the cards. So let me try to explain this. Why it happened, or let me try to explain this, why it happened and the ramifications of Japan withdrawing the reserves. First of all, the Central Bank of U.S., the Federal Reserve System, has been the most trustworthy haven for investment and is safer, more flexible, and more stable monetary and financial system that many countries, including China, Japan, Switzerland, India, and Russia, all keep their money in. They keep it in U.S. dollars because of how trustworthy they felt it was. Well, now with the war, or whatever that thing is in Ukraine, the rest of the world is starting to feel that trust diminishing. With Ukraine demanding money to rebuild and Biden giving them this money that was supposed to, by the way, come from seized assets of Russia, the U.S. central bank started to lose its credibility and the country's losing their trust. And the reason is simple. As I mentioned before, Russia, being the fifth largest reserve holder in the U.S., has had their assets in the reserve frozen and diverted to Ukraine to rebuild. Look, if you take away the emotion, this is like a bank taking your money and giving it away to someone else without a court order. It would be illegal and probably criminal. And that's what many officials in the U.S. also believe. The Biden administration probably can't seize the assets of Russians or seize the reserves that they have in the Federal Reserve, but because they have, other countries like Japan are starting to think there's a bad idea to put money in the Federal Reserve Bank for the fear that their money may also be seized or misappropriated. Even the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has said, I think it's very natural that given the enormous destruction in Ukraine and huge rebuilding costs that they will face, the U.S. will look to Russia to help pay at least a portion of the price that will be involved. But furthermore, she added, it's not legally permissible in the United States. So as this administration continues to erode away any credibility other countries of any credibility, the other countries are actually taking notice and running away from what used to be the strength of the U.S. dollar and the U.S. government. It looks to me like China may emerge as the leader of the free or maybe not so free world as the United States of America continues to self-destruct. Look, let's